Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to talk about GraphRAGs using Neo4j, which is a graph database, and we are going to use LLM, maybe the Groq, and we will see that how GraphRAG actually works in real life projects. We will build a small project in this video as well. The project idea or the problem statement basically is when you open Instagram, right, and you follow one creator or any influencer, the Instagram immediately starts recommending similar creators to you, right? But have you ever thought, like, how does that even happen? How is it happening behind the scenes? So in this video, we are going to build our own Instagram recommendation AI using GraphRAG, Neo4j, and Groq AI, which is a large language model. So using this system, in the end of the video, you will see that using this application or the system or the project, a user can ask questions in natural language like who should I follow if I follow XYZ content creator, or let's suppose I love music, what creators or who should I follow on Instagram if I love music, right? So the basic idea is that we are going to pass these users query to the LLM, and then LLM will translate these questions into Cypher queries. Cypher query is nothing but, like, you can think of it like as a SQL query which works on SQL databases, but the Cypher query is useful for the graph databases, right? So it will help us to retrieve data from a graph database and then generate recommendation using the LLM, right? So without wasting our time, let's quickly jump to the Neo4j console. Basically, this is the screen which you are showing, like, which is available, which you are seeing on my screen right now. So without wasting our time, let's just quickly jump to the Neo4j, which is the graph database. As you can see on my screen, I have already logged on to the console of the Neo4j. What you need to do is I will just drop the link in the description, and you can click on that link and just log in with your any email ID or the Google account, right? After logging in, first thing that we need to do always is to create the instance, right? So just click on create instance, then we will be doing the free trial. Let's just keep the settings as default, and yeah, everything, let's just keep it as default, and then just click on start trial. So this is the password. This is the one-time password. You have to copy it, or either you can also download and click on continue. This will take some time to create the instance, maybe some seconds. Let's just wait to create the instance first. And meanwhile, I will tell you that using this instance, we can connect to the GraphDB, and we can, do our query, what exactly we have in our database using the Cypher queries, right? And meanwhile, let me show you the data that we are going to work on. So basically, GraphDB works with the structural data, right? Because it has some entity relationship diagrams. So basically, there are nodes and there are edges, just like what happens in a graph, right? So there should be some relationship between the data, and that relationship always happens, in structural format of the data, right? So your data should be structured. Let me show you the data which we are going to work on today. I have some Excel files with me which shows the structured data that we are going to work on today. So the first one is Instagram users. I hope it's visible. Yeah. So Instagram users Excel, what does it do? It's nothing but I have 20 user IDs, unique IDs, which we should always have in table format or like the structured data. Then I have the username of the accounts, right? You can take anything, any example. This is just the synthetic data generated. Then I also have the country of the users, like what country they live in and what are their interests. Like let's suppose Rahul underscore dev underscore 22 follows the tech most, right? And then I have fitness as the category. We have travel, we have programming, we have fashion, we have AI, we have productivity, we have music, right? Now, like I have these 20 users. Similarly, I also have the influencers or the content creators, right? To whom the users actually follow. So let me show you that file as well. Okay, so I have about 15 influencers here with me with the name, username, category, country, and how many followers they have. So let's talk about Gaurav Chaudhary, whose username is Technical Guruji, and he's a well-known content creator in the tech category from India, right? So these are the influencers that I have with me, and I also have their relationship between users and influencers, like which influencer or like which user follows which influencer, right? So let me show you that. Yeah, so this is basically the um, Instagram follows. So user 1 follows influencer 4, user 1 also follows influencer 3, user 1 follows influencer 11, and likewise I have some relationships over here. So this will help us to maintain the graph with nodes and relationships between the user and the influencer. Next, I also have one more relationship, which is Instagram collaborations. It will tell us that which Instagram influencer has collaborated with which influencers. So like basically the collaboration, right? So let me just open that file as well. Yep. So it just says that influencer 1 follow like collaborated with influencer number 14, and then influencer 1 also collaborated with influencer number 16, right? So these are just basically the relationship kind of synthetic data. Now I also have one more relationship, which is topics or the niche of any creator. So let me show you that file as well. So you can see the topics I have, like what they actually create content about. So topic 1 is gadgets, then I have smartphone, then I have tech reviews. The person whose category or the influencer whose category is tech might his or her topic rounds evolves around tech reviews, right? And then I also have bodybuilding, fitness tips, because we had the category with the fitness. We have workout, we have DJ mashups, we have tech careers, travel, fashion, these all topics, right? Now we have last Excel file which shows the relationship of these topics with the influencers. So basically which influencer worked on which topic, right? This is similar to the like more similar to the what we talked about, like the the category part in the influencer sheet, right? So as you can see on the screen, it says that influencer 1 worked with topic 1, influencer 1 also covers the topic 2, and it is a real case scenario where one influencer might talk about different topics, right? Okay, so this was all about the data. I had like around 6 to 7 Excels. Now we are going to show like yeah, sorry. Our instance is also created and ready to use now. What we can do is we can quickly use this instance to import the data, that is our CSV files, and we can use those CSV files to use the to make the graph, right? So let's just click on connect first. Click on query. Now it will ask you to paste the password that you copied. So quickly paste the password, click on connect, and yoo-hoo! You have been connected to the instance. You can see that there is a dashboard which says query. You are going to type your Cypher queries right here, and you can see right now there are 0 nodes and 0 relationships, right? Because we have not created any graph yet. Now, to quickly create the graph, I'm gonna use the UI which is provided and officially by the, which is provided officially by Neo4j, which is called Data Importer. I will also give this link in the description. Now, what we can do is we can just quickly drop our all Excel files right here to create the graphs. So I'm just gonna click, drag and drop, and you can see we have our all CSV right here, which are 6 CSV files. We will start with users first, which has user ID, username, country, and interest as the properties. I will just click on add node label, and label here we are going to give user. I will keep it in all caps. Label is nothing but like what exactly the group of like the name of the group we are going to give to the users, right? So it's mainly like the, you can say, table name where you store all the users. So this is the label name user under which all the user will come, right? So I will choose the file as Instagram users.csv. We are gonna map the properties from the file and click all because we need all. And remember that you should have user ID selected as the primary key, because each node or each label should always have a primary key selected. Otherwise, you won't be able to map the relationship between two labels, right? Now, first node is done. I'm gonna have one more node. Yeah, you can click on this icon, add node label, and my second one should be influencer. Again, everything in caps. I'm going to select the file Instagram influencers and select all. Okay, now you need to see that we already have our two labels created here, user and influencer, right? So we are done with these two files. Now we know that there is some kind of relationship between these two. So that is Instagram follows, which says user ID and influencer ID, which means which user follow which influencer. So just to create the relationship between two, what you need to do is drag and drop your arrow from here to here, and you will gonna see a arrow which is relationship type, and I will give it name as follows. User follows influencer. So this is follows. Maybe I can give follow as well. That should make more sense, but let it be for now. Then I'm gonna select Instagram follows, and yeah, so this is like the relationship, right? So we need to provide the mapping, like from what node to which node, like the source and the destination, right? So select field, click on select field and then select user ID. Next, it should be influencer ID. Then select all and confirm, right? So the relationship is also done. You can see user follows influencer. Now this file is also done. We need to create one more node, which is topic, so that we also know about the niche of the influencer, what they actually create. So I'm going to give this label name topic, and file should be topic.csv, map from file, select all, confirm. New label is created. Now this last 4 files are done. We are left with the 2, which are Instagram collaborations between influencers and influencers. So to create like to have the relationship between the same in a label, we need to create one more node so that we can say that influencer connected with the influencers. So I will also give this influencer and influencer collaborations, map from file, select all, confirm. Now influencer and influencer, there is a relationship which is called Collab, COLLAB, and Instagram collaborations, influencer 1, influencer 2, ID is undefined. Why ID is undefined? Map from file, select all, confirm. ID is undefined because influencer ID 2, I think this should work. Yeah. Okay, this is done. So what you can see here is user follows influencer, influencer collab with another influencer, and they work with the topic or the category which comes in another relationship, which is what? Content, maybe. Yeah, content. Influencer topic with IDs, influencer ID, topic ID, map from file, select all, confirm. Easy and peasy. This is done. So we have 3 labels and 3 relationships. Now there is no connection. You need to set the connection. Okay, click on connect, just paste the password that you copied, click on connect. Okay, you also need to change the connection URL as well. Go back to your instance and then you can see connection details, copy connection URI, Control C, Control V, click on connect. This is connected, and then we are going to run input. This is done. You can check and close. Go to your Neo4j and see the magic. You got the influencer, you got the topic, you got the user and their relationships as well. Can you see how pretty the graph is looking? I just loved it. And if I zoom it, you can see that there is some there is some user Jim King Adam who follows Rohit Khatri. Why? Because Rohit Khatri is from fitness and the user's interest is also in the fitness. We can cross check every value here right in the right side, right? Wow, how amazing is that? See how cool, how pretty these graphs are looking. Fitness tips, we have Apple as the topic, we have bodybuilding, we have influencers. Let me just zoom it for you. Dimpy Sangvi, and we have Whitney Simmons, we have Arun Maini. Wow, amazing. I wish I could just minimize this and we can see a pretty graph. Can I just close this? Close this. Close this. Close. Okay. Influencer. Can I zoom this as well? Can you close it? Okay. Can you see how amazing the graph is? If I show you the content, Dimpi Sangvi content is travel. So she always talks about the travel. Then we have Nishant Chahar who talks about the tech careers. We also have wait, what happened? What just happened? Come on. Yeah, we have this guy Marks Brownlee, and he talks about the gadgets. And we have productivity as the content, Ali Abdal, who talks about the productivity. Okay, so we have nodes and relationships ready. You guys can check your graph as well if it is ready to use. What we can do is, like you guys are seeing, like, right, um, this is the Cypher query, right? Like how do we actually write a Cypher query? So it says that match all the nodes where the content, like the relationship is content, and you have to return the p and just limit it to 25 so that we can see the graph beautifully, right? So now this was all about the Neo4j graph building. Now we are going to see how we can actually use this graph in our code. How can we fetch the results? How can we write the Cypher query? How can we use the LLM? So let's just quickly jump to the code base. This is the very small IPyNB file which I have already prepared for you guys, right? We are going to work with small things here, which is Neo4j and Groq. We are just going to explore our graph database and we are going to use the LLM on top of that, right? So what you need to do is, I will run each cell in front of you step by step. What you need to do is quickly import Neo4j and quickly import the Groq, right? In the second cell, you quickly need to configure your API keys and model that you are going to use. I am using Groq here in this video just because it is open source available to use for anyone and the API keys are free to use. So these are my API keys and credentials. Don't worry guys, I'm gonna delete these credentials when I will be uploading this video. So please don't try to use mine, but create yours. Next, let's just quickly change this since we have changed our instance. So this is the URL and the password was what? Yep. This is done. Next, third cell is about to connect with the Neo4j database. Quickly run that as well. Now, in this cell, you are seeing that if we are already connected with the graph database, we can execute some Cypher queries and we can see that what actually the number of nodes we have. You can also do the same thing in the console onto the browser, but let's just see how it works in the code. So it says that I have total of 57 number of nodes. I have written nothing but the match n, which is the node, and return count of n, like the count of nodes as total nodes, right? The another query, what it does is it is taking user as the label name and it will give the first 10 or the limit of the 10 users name to us. So let's just execute this. Yeah. You can see these were the username that we had in our Excel. Next, similarly, we are going to see the influencers that we had in our Excel with their category actually. So basically, Tech Burner works about tech. Technical Guruji also talks about tech. We have Jeff Said who talks about fitness. Right, I have also written a query where I'm gonna show like how which user follows which influencer. So Rahul Dev 22 follows Tech Burner because his category, his interest is tech. He also follows Technical Guruji. So this was our schema. Next we have user query, which is let's say I'm asking that I love smartphones content. Who should I follow? Right, and then I have written a prompt which we are going to pass to the LLM to generate the Cypher query. We are giving the graph schema for the understanding to the LLM that what exactly graph data we have, and then we are also passing the user's query so that it can make the Cypher query accordingly. So the Cypher query that we got is match topic name smartphones, which is directly connected, like the relationship is the content influencer, and it will return the username of that particular influencer. Let's just see the results. So we are getting the username as mkbhd and username as supersaf. Now I'm going to generate the recommendation from this. So it says that you are into smartphones. Well, you are in luck because I have got two awesome creators you should totally follow. First up, there is Marks Brownlee, aka at the rate mkbhd. He's a super popular tech reviewer who creates incredibly in-depth and polished content about the latest smartphones. His videos are must watch. Blah blah blah. Next, you should check out Supersaf, aka Safwan Ahmdia. So basically, it is giving the full name by its own knowledge. Since we have not performed any kind of guardrailing in the prompt, we have just written a very raw, simple prompt, right? But you can limit it. You can write a very structured, good prompt, giving guardrailing, and ask not to hallucinate, right? So this problem will get solved. But the whole idea of this video was to get the understanding of the GraphRAG, how we actually made the GraphRAG, like starting with the Neo4j, how we said that how we created the graph and stored it into the Neo4j, and then we are directly fetching it into the code using Python. We are also providing the user's query and Cypher query to the LLM to generate the Cypher query, and then executing that Cypher query onto the Neo4j. Right. Of course, there will be some kind of what should I say, some kind of execution errors because LLM will not always give you the correct Cypher queries. You should and you have to handle the cases where the Cypher query might be wrong, so you won't be getting any results from the Neo4j, or you might get some errors, or you might get zero records, right? You have to handle those kinds of scenarios. Obviously, you need to define some what should I say, some few short learning in examples into your LLM prompt, but of course you should also handle the um, error handling, and you should also do the error handling to handle the errors while executing the Cypher query to the Neo4j, right? This is the similar that we also do in our text to SQL use cases as well, where LLM generates a SQL query, and the SQL query might get wrong, so it won't execute onto the SQL database. So we need to handle that case scenarios as well. But this was just the small demo or the idea of the GraphRag, and I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any kind of questions. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye.